Hey guys, let's talk about a real difficult one here. It's when a leader fails and bails. You know, a leader in your church, whether it's a small group leader, a worship leader, a pastor, a key leader, whatever, when a leader fails, morally in their life and then bails on you, doesn't stick around, doesn't care to deal with it, doesn't care to face up to it. It's a sad thing, and sometimes it happens, and you need to know exactly how to deal with it. It's kind of a church discipline issue, but not really, because if they're not sticking around to submit to your discipline, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. So 3 things to do. Number 1, call the leader to repentance. Now, repentance just means that he's going to have a change of heart. Invite him to change his heart. He's probably not going to do that. That's why he bailed. But you still need to make it clear. Make sure someone on your leadership team, a pastor or someone else, is very clear in their communication. Hey, we want you to be restored. The goal here is restoration. The goal is to say there's no sin that would push you too far away from the love of God or from the love of the church, from the leaders there at church. So make sure that you're calling that person to repentance. Now, probably they're not doing that, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video because they've bailed. But still make it very clear that the door is open and that they have to come to God on God's terms, not on their term. Don't give in to their unrepentant heart. Call them to repentance. Number 2, support the victims. No sin is victimless. So there are victims, and especially if those victims are in the church. If it's a wife, if it's kids, if it's a family, make sure that you're very supportive. Give the victims of that sin every opportunity to be embraced by the church, by small group, by whatever care teams you have there, your pastors. But be very intentional. Make sure that you make a plan for supporting the victims in this case. And number 3, inform the insiders. Now, what I mean by that is the group of people that have been affected by the leader. So maybe the leader's small group, maybe some of the other people that the leader has influenced, has talked to, because the way this kind of sin works a lot of times is he'll try to sort of spread his perspective. And one of your jobs as leaders in the church is to protect the integrity of the church, is to protect the rest of the flock from those wolves, from the people who are going to come and are going to try to get them to think differently or to think unbiblically about something. So this is where you need to go to the other people. You don't have to go to the whole church. You certainly don't want to, say things out of turn in a public setting unless it's absolutely required because of the gravity of the offense. But make sure that you go to the insiders, those people that he's going to. And sometimes you might even need to say, listen, if you keep saying things, the more people you say things to, the more people we have to then go in and clarify what really happened here. So depending on your situation, you need to think about who the insiders are, and you need to make sure that you talk to those insiders.